Okay, this is probably your first time seeing this video. When you see the symbol, the little pause symbol, that means you should pause so you can take notes before going on to the next slide. If you have enough information, feel free just to open taking notes. Feel free to just go on to the next slide. Next, we're going to go over our objective. Today's objective, the student will be able to add whole numbers. This will be done through a presentation and a classroom activity. The presentation is what you guys are doing right now, and the classroom activity what's going to be to follow. So when you guys are doing this, please take notes. That's why the pause things are in there, or take what you need to do. Go through the activity, and tomorrow we're going to be doing some check for understanding activities in class to see how much you've retained and what you do know. Okay, before we go into the adding, I'm just going to do a quick review on place values. So before we go any farther, we should know that 1 is going to be your first spot when you're writing a number, then tens, then hundreds, then thousands. It does go a lot higher than that, so we're going to skip over to back to the thousands on this next one. So we have thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, and it keeps going on and on and on. Okay, what I need you guys to do, you're going to see an arrow, whatever place value the arrow's point to, say out loud or in your head, like that's hundreds. This one's going to be ones. That's going to be tens. That one's going to be thousands. That's thousands again. That's tens. That's ones. And last is hundreds. Hopefully you got all those right. Okay, for this next part, what number is in the following spot? So if you see 1, is the 2, the 3, the 5, or the 1 in the ones place? 10 is the 2, 3, the 5, the 1 in the tens place. Same for hundreds and thousands. Okay, so hopefully you got all these right. The 1 is in the ones place, the 5 is in the tens place, the 3 is in the hundredths place, and the 2 is in the thousands place. So we're going to have another one of these, you guys. So now this time we have 5, 2, 7, and 4. So again, ones place is at the 5, 2, 7, 4. Same for tens, hundreds, and thousands. So hopefully you guys got these all right again. So we have the 4 is in the ones place. The 7 is in the tens place. The 2 is in the hundreds place. The 5 is in the thousands place. Hopefully you got them right. If you did, good job. Okay, here's your first chance to pause. If you've been taking good notes, feel free to go on after I stop talking. If you do need to go back, feel free to go back, take some more notes, and then continue on with your video. So this next part is going to be addition. So we're going to go into the bread and butter of this lecture right now. Okay, so addition is just taking things and placing them together. So it's taking numbers and placing them together. So for the first one, we're going to take 4 plus 3. So if we have 4, you're going to see these little balls, marbles, circles, bubbles, whatever you want to call them or think they are. We're going to take 4 of them and 3 of them. So if we take the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 3, 1, 2, 3, and add them together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got to count them on your hands to get them. Count them on your hands. Fine by me. So the next one, if we have 5 plus 2, we have 5 of those balls, circles, whatever you want to call it again, and 2 of them, that's going to equal 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1, 2. So this next slide, the cool thing about addition is addition, doesn't matter the order. When you're doing basic addition like this, if you have 4 plus 3, this is the same one that we had for the first example, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 2, 3 equals 7. But if you flip it around and you have 3 plus 4, it also equals 7. So 3 marbles plus 4 marbles will equal 7 marbles. Okay, so for this next problem, we're going to take 7 plus 6. When you have 7 plus 6, we'll do the same thing. We'll count out. This time we're going to use squares. So we have our 7 squares plus our 6 squares. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start grouping them. So I actually rewrote it on top of each other. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you noticed, I made a complete column for the 10, and I put the 3 on their own little separate column. The reason this is because if you count all of them up, you're going to get 13. So those 3 separate are going to go on the right side. And since we don't have another set of numbers in front of the 7 or the 6, we're just going to put that second set, the 10, in front of it as a 1 because you have one group of this 10. This is going to come along a little bit later when you have the extra and you have a like 17 plus 26 or something like that. That number is then carried across the top. So sometimes you may forget your carried number if you hear me talk about that later, but that's kind of foreshadowing what's going to happen in a few minutes. Okay, here's our second pause point. If you need to go back and take any notes, feel free to. If you don't, wait for this to go on, and then in a few seconds we'll start the next section. For this first set of problems, we are going to take just basic ones. We have 9 plus 8. 9 plus 8 is going to be 17. We kind of already went through that before. You take 9, you take 8. If you got to make little circles, you got to count on your fingers, whatever you got to do. You take those, put it together, and you're good to go. Okay, next we are going to figure out 14 plus 37. This one has a few extra steps to it. So first, we have to figure out what 4 plus 7 is. So I'm going to go and cover up the first set of numbers, the 1 and the 3. So 4 plus 7 is going to equal 11. If you notice, I only put a 1, and I put a little red 1 on top. That was that carrying number I was talking about earlier, because we still have to worry about this 1 and this 3 that I was going to bring back. So after you're done with that 1 and 3, 1 plus 1 plus 3, because we can't forget our carried number, is going to equal 5. So the answer to 14 plus 37 equals 51. Okay, the last set I'm going to show you for this particular type of addition is going to be 234 plus 127. So first thing we want to do, we want to take just the 4 and 7. So we're going to cover up the 23, or the 2 and the 3 from the 234. And the 1 and 2 from the 127. So what we're going to do then is now we have 4 plus 7, which is going to equal 11 again. So we carry that 1 and we put the 1 on the bottom. The carried 1 is going to be in red. So now when we remove the box from the covered up number from the 3 and 2, we now have 1 plus 3 plus 2. So 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6. So we're not going to carry any numbers this time because we just have 6, not 16. So we don't have to worry about a little red 1. We just put the 6 down below. And last, we're going to uncover the 2 and the 1. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. So altogether, 234 plus 127 is going to equal 361. You notice there's a little pause on the corner. This is because I'm going to want you to pause the presentation. Do these 3 problems. It shouldn't take you more than a few minutes. And then when you're done, unpause it, and the answers will review itself. So have fun. Hopefully you get these right so you can go on to the next set. Okay, for this next set of problems, we're going to have 3 numbers we're going to be adding together. So for this one, you see we're adding 3, 7, and 5. Some people will be able to just take the 3, 7, and 5 and add it together and be able to make 15. Others may struggle with that. So what you're going to have to do is first you're going to have to take this 3 plus 7. So what we do is we cover up the 5, and we're going to come back to that later, so we'll reuse them again, but 3 plus 7 is going to equal 10. So now that we have that 10, we bring back our 5. So now 10 plus 5 equals 15. Both ways are correct, whatever works easier for you. Some people can do the way I did on the top, and some people may need to do the way on the bottom. Either way, we came to the same answer. So this next one, assuming we have more numbers, now we have 58, 67, and 26. Okay. Some people can probably just go and just remove the first set of numbers, the 5, 6, and 2. So you're left with the 8, 7, and 6. And some people might be able to add all those numbers together, and you'll get 21. So when we bring back the 5, 6, and 2, now we have that 2 that we carry that's in red. So 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2 will get you 15. So we have 151 for that answer. Another way to do this exact same problem would be we take the 58 plus the 67, just like the other one. We'll get rid of that 26 and we'll save it for later. So the 58 plus the 76, Some people can also cover up that 5 and that 6. So we have 8 plus 7 is going to equal 15. Carry the 1. We'll bring back the 5 and the 6. So 1 plus 5 plus 6 is going to equal 12. So that 26 that we got rid of, we're going to bring back now. So we now have 125 plus 26. We'll get rid of those first two numbers to make it easy. So now we only have to add 5 and 6. 5 and 6 is going to be 11. Carry the 1. We'll bring back the 12 and the 2. So now we have 1 plus 12 plus 2 is going to equal 15. And that's it for that section. Okay guys, you have a few problems over here to do. There's 9 of them. I don't want you spending all night doing this. Do it for a good 5-10 minutes, and then when you're done with 5 or 10 minutes, unpause it, and the answers will start coming up so you can see what you did right and wrong. So don't spend all night. Spend a few minutes doing some problems, and then go on to the next part. Okay, to recap, you guys should know your place values by the end of this lecture. You should also know basic addition for when you have 2 numbers or when you have 3 number sets. And then last we are going to re-go over our objective. So our objective was to go and you'll be able to add whole numbers. This will be done through a classroom activity and presentation.